Welcome back to the Olympus Report, Demigods, Monsters, and Gods Alike. When does the RiordanVerse take place? Well, here's everything you need to know about the official timeline. Riordan has stated that the RiordanVerse does not happen in any specific year. Even though The Lightning Thief came out in 2005, it doesn't mean that the story starts in 2005. If someone was to read the book for the first time today, the story would start in 2024. Rick has said that Percy will only be as old as the last entry in the RiordanVerse, currently making him 18, until we get another book. But with that being said, the stories do take place in a very specific order. So let's break that down. The first story we actually get is from Luke's point of view. Titled The Diary of Luke Castellan, this story takes place 5 years before The Lightning Thief, in December. Then we jump to The Lightning Thief, which takes place from May to August. Percy is 12, turning 13. The Sea of Monsters takes place the following year from June 5th to June 23rd, making Percy still 13. Then we only jump a couple of months to the Titan's Curse, which takes place from December 14th to December 21st. Percy would now be 14, as his birthday is on August 18th. Then we jump a couple of more months to the Battle of the Labyrinth, taking place from June 2nd to August 18th. Percy would end this summer being 15. During December of this year, we get the short story, The Sword of Hades. Now, some new characters jump on the timeline. This is the start of the Kane Chronicles, Book 1, The Red Pyramid. This takes place on Christmas Eve, specifically December 23rd through January. Then we jump a couple of months for the Kane Chronicles, Book 2, The Throne of Fire, which takes place from March 16th to March 21st. 2 months later in May, we get the short story Percy Jackson and the Stolen Chariot. The following month in June, we get the short story Percy Jackson and the Bronze Dragon. Then we finally complete the original 5 Percy Jackson books with The Last Olympian, taking place from August 11th to September 1st, putting Percy at 16. That September, the short story The Singer of Apollo and The Staff of Hermes takes place, as well as the Kane Chronicles Book 3, The Serpent's Shadow. Man, that was a busy September. Now we jump to December. The first book in the Heroes of Olympus, The Lost Hero, takes place from December 18th to December 22nd, meaning Percy went missing shortly before. On December 23rd, the short story Leo Valdez and the Quest for Buford happens. The following April, the short story The Son of Magic happens. Then in June, Percy wakes up, and from June 19th to June 25th, we get the Heroes of Olympus Book 2, The Son of Neptune. The Mark of Athena happens immediately after that from June 25th to July 1st. Then almost immediately after that is the House of Hades from July 3rd to July 18th. And the Blood of Olympus finishes off the Heroes of Olympus from July 20th to August 3rd. Percy would still be 16. The following month in September, the first crossover series between Percy Jackson and the Kane Chronicles takes place, Demigods and Magicians, the Son of Sobek. Percy is now 17 years old. Also in September, Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods takes place, but it is not stated which takes place first. The next month, the second crossover story takes place in October, Demigod and Magicians, the Staff of Cerberus. Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess also takes place in October, more specifically on Halloween, October 31st. Then in December, the final crossover series between Percy Jackson and the Kane Chronicles, Demigods and Magicians, the Crown of Polymony takes place. Then in January, Apollo crashes into a dumpster as Lester Papadopoulos and the first Trials of Apollo book takes place, The Hidden Oracle. At the same time, from January 13th to January 23rd, the first Magnus Chase book takes place, The Sword of Summer. Next in February, Trials of Apollo Book 2, The Dark Prophecy happens, followed by the third book, The Burning Maze, in March. Magnus Chase Book 2, The Hammer of Thor, also takes place in March. Trials of Apollo Book 4, The Tyrant's Tomb, happens the following month in April, from April 2nd to April 8th. Book 5, The Tower of Nero, and Book 3 of Magnus Chase, The Ship of the Dead, both happen 2 months later in June. At the end of the summer in August, the events of The Sun and the Star take place. shortly after the short story 9 from the 9 Worlds within the Magnus Chase universe takes place, making this the last entry on the timeline for the RiordanVerse currently, and putting Percy at 18 years old. He and Annabeth are currently studying at New Rome University. I know the RiordanVerse can be a confusing place, so I hope this cleared things up at least a little bit. But until next time, I'm signing off, and please always remember to stay safe.